What's going on, guys? I'm Landon from Shoewear, and today we're checking out the newest addition to Donovan Mitchell's shoe line with Adidas, the D.O.N Issue 3 Jazz. Let's do it. All right, so before we jump into reviewing the shoe itself, really quick, I want to give a shout out to my boy Jared for the Flight Academy shirt that I'm wearing today. He is working on getting more of those or creating more of those, so be on the lookout for that. It's definitely going to be worth the money, and you'll get some better shots of like the front of the shirt, the back of the shirt, and the performance section of this in a minute. So right now, just go and follow his Instagram because he posts all kinds of insightful stuff. And this dude, he just has an abundance of knowledge and all different types of stuff like strength and conditioning, nutrition, and of course, he even has a podcast where he does break those topics down in a little bit greater detail. But now back to the shoe. Let's go ahead and hit on the box and the price for these shoes. So the one thing with Donovan Mitchell's shoe line is the box never really wows me. So these do come in a red box with his player logo, which is kind of resembles a spider on the front. And I will go a little more in depth as to why that is in a minute. And then on the back, you're going to have the issue number 3, of course, because this is going to be his shoe line. And it's in like a teal blue color, which matches that spider logo. But as for the pricing, that is where I generally love Adidas basketball shoes because they never really break the bank like Nike and Jordan can from time to time. So these right here are retailing for $110, which is consistent with last year's D.O.N Issue 2 model. So no price jump there at the moment, but that's going to cover the box and the price on these. So let's move on. All right, so before I jump into the performance side of these, let's go ahead and check out the overall appearance and like the design on these first. So I did want to mention that I really do like the colorway of these a lot. This is a Utah Jazz themed colorway, kind of hence the color scheme was named the Jazz like I mentioned in the title, but our main color for shoe wear is also purple, so it does fit nicely there too. But on the side of this upper or like on the midsole, you're going to see like a color fade from like a tealish to like a purple and then like an orange or yellow, depending on, how your eyes work. And I really do like the look of that piece there. That's actually a spot that they did switch up just a little bit from the D.O.N Issue 2 model from last year. But you can also find some of those color fade or like color hues, whatever you want to call them, in a few different spots on the shoe, like up near the toe box on that strip right there. And then, of course, you're going to have it on the side patch up near the ankle. And then it even appears on the inside of the shoe and then like on the outsole on the bottom as well. And then before I move on, contrary to popular belief, or at least my previous belief a while back, the D.O.N part in the title for this shoe line is not like short like for Donovan as like a nickname, but it actually stands for determination over negativity. And that is something that he tries to embody because he wasn't initially sure that he was cut out to play in the NBA whenever he was playing in college. And then even after being a 13th overall pick, he already turned himself into an all-star, which I just think that's a pretty cool story. But moving away from the color scheme now, Donovan Mitchell's logo is going to show up on the tongue of these shoes. And just to quickly explain that logo, his nickname is Spider Mitchell, so that's going to be where the spider-looking logo comes from on the tongue and from the box and stuff. And then off to the right on the tongue as well, you're going to see the issue number 3, since, of course, this is Donovan Mitchell's third shoe line with Adidas. But overall, I like the look of these a lot. They mixed in like a bunch of abstract designs too that like covers the entirety of the shoe. So I just thought that these are a pretty unique design. And then also, I think that Adidas does a good job for the most part not making any of their shoes look like other models, which of course can be kind of tricky or hard to do sometimes, but it does give you something to look forward to with each model. Like there are some pretty clear changes on this model compared like around the heel. The heel cup on the 2 from last year was like, I don't want to say bulky, but it was much bigger. So they like to switch stuff up. But that's enough on the appearance for these. So now let's go ahead and check out how these hold up on the court. All right, so for the back half, we'll go ahead and check out the materials, the comfort, the traction, just basically how these hold up for performance. So starting off with cushioning, these do feature a light strike cushion, which is, going to be similar to last year's model, which is designed to give you a balance of cushion and responsiveness that is going to help keep these lightweight. and it's specifically catered for like more explosive movements and like lateral quickness, which if you've watched Donovan Mitchell, you know that that would be part of his game. And I did notice that it isn't going to be as soft as like some basketball shoes, like more specifically Nike's basketball shoes. And then even if you want to keep it with Adidas, you can kind of tell that this isn't like a boost, like an Adidas boost cushion setup, but these are tailored more for performance. So that would be why, but it wasn't uncomfortable at all to play in, like just a little less of a squishy feel. And then moving on to the upper on these, this is where the materials, like they're going to stay pretty consistent with most basketball shoes of recent, using like a bunch of textiles. And of course, that's going to help keep these lightweight as well. And then they felt very breathable to play in. But moving down to the bottom of these shoes, the outsole and like the traction setup is noticeably different from last year's Donovan Mitchell issue 2 design. For starters, last year was like a decoupled outsole, meaning that there was like a break right in the middle, kind of near the middle of the foot. But on these, it's going to connect all the way. And just the one thing is sometimes that can limit flexibility, but I definitely did not notice any major changes in the feel for these shoes. And then the traction setup does feature some of the same looking patterns, even though it does look slightly different in the overall makeup. But the traction held really solid for both indoors and outdoors. And then these do have a rubber outsole, which makes these really durable. And there wasn't any fraying at all on the bottom of these after I was done playing in them, even though it was just for the first time, of course. And then to finish off with sizing, these do fit pretty true to size. But I'd say maybe a little bit on the big size, which is consistent for Adidas. It was hardly noticeable for me whenever I put them on, and it was like not noticeable really at all whenever I was playing in them. So if you do want a snug fit, I'd maybe test out going a half size down, but anything else, you should be good to go true to size because these aren't very narrow either. So overall, I am a big fan of this year's model, a little bit more than last year's. So the color patches paired with like the design on that upper, it's just going to lead to some very fun colorways to come, and I am definitely looking forward to that. And so that pretty much wraps up our unboxing and performance review on the Adidas D.O.N issue 3 Jazz. Thank you guys for taking some time to watch. If you are interested in purchasing these shoes, just check out the links in the description below, and then also be sure to click the link in our bio, and from there you can find our shoes that are available for sale on our website. And then you can also head over to our social media just to stay informed on upcoming sneaker releases. And then last, just feel free to leave a comment below if you like this video, or just let us know any other shoes you want to check out, anything like that. But until next review, I'm Landon from Shoewear. Peace.